check. check. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning. We apologize that we may not be able to kick off at exactly 10 a.m. We are awaiting certain protocols to be in place so we can have a truly educative and expository event, even as we all look to be partakers and stakeholders in a competitive electricity and energy market in Lagos. I'd like to say thank you all very much for joining us this morning. Believe me, it is an important milestone in the success journey of the Lagos State government, and in particular with the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange. So we thank you all for being participants today, for honoring the invitation. We thank you for being stakeholders as well. And I'm absolutely sure that with what is lined up this morning, we are all going to have a great time learning and seeing where the opportunities to take advantage of are all laid out. So please bear with us. We will be starting some minutes past 10. I hope it wouldn't be too much than we can bear, but please, we'll ask for your resilience and your unwavering commitment, as you have shown already by your attendance. And we ask just to let you know that we are trying to ensure that certain protocols are in place before we kick off. But we appreciate your time. We are grateful for the one that you have spared, and we truly look forward to not wasting the little that you may have left. Thank you very, very much. And a very good morning to every one of us. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you.
Èkìtì wọ́n kàwé wọ́n múra. Àwọn ọmọ Èkìtì wọ́n kàwé wọ́n múra. Adó Èkìtì tó fi dé ìyí Èkìtì. Ìyí Èkìtì tó fi dé Dèrò Èkìtì. Ìdèrò Èkìtì tó fi dé Kọ̀dé Èkìtì. Ìkọ̀dé Èkìtì tó fi dé Láwẹ̀ Èkìtì. Ìláwẹ̀ Èkìtì tó fi dé Kòtì Èkìtì. Ìkòtì Èkìtì tó fi dé Arákọ̀kọ̀. Ọ̀gá ni wọ́n jẹ́ wọ́n kàwé wọ́n múra. Ìyànrá ọmọ ìlú Èkìtì. Jẹ́jẹ́ náà mi ṣe wọn ò yára yan. Ìyànrá ọmọ ìlú Èkìtì. Jẹ́jẹ́ náà mi ṣe wọn ò yára yan. Bàbá Adébáyọ̀ Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọlọ́láríyọ Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọ̀nà Babátọ́lá Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Orí Adéwálé ti ní Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọmọ rẹ̀ yọrí ó Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Òdìlé ọkọ̀ mọ́tà yọmí ó Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọkọ̀ aláìná mi Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọkọ̀ Bímbọ́lá Kúkúrà Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Chief Adọ́lágbé Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọmọ Ògúnlẹ́yẹ Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Túnjí Ọlọ́ládé Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ọmọ Adébọ̀lẹ́lù Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Kúnlé lọ́la sọ pé mi Èkìtì. Èkìtì má ṣe gbàgbé Èkìtì. Ẹ̀màlẹ́ ọmọlé Ifẹ̀. Ẹ̀màlẹ́ ọmọlé Ifẹ̀. Kẹ̀lẹ́ o, kẹ̀lẹ́ o. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà á máa ràn yín ṣe. Kẹ̀lẹ́ o, kẹ̀lẹ́ o. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà á máa ràn yín ṣe. Àpọ́nlé ọmọlé Ifẹ̀ ó mọ yọyọ. Lílọ́ṣọ ọmọlé Ifẹ̀ ó mọ yọyọ. Àwa lọmọ Odùduwà. Àwa lọmọ Odùduwà. Bàbá ayé, èmi máa lè kó o wá lókè láyé o. ọmọ Yorùbá ló fi yé wa pé ọmọ Odùduwà ní gbogbo wa. Ìtàndálẹ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ló fi yé wa pé ọmọ Odùduwà ní gbogbo wa. Àwa lọmọ Odùduwà, àwa lọmọ Odùduwà, bàbá ayé, Èdùmàrè gbọ́dọ̀ wà lókè ayé. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Ilé Prisidu Adéròdòyè mi. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Aláìgbé ọmọ Bàṣítù Adéròdòyè mi. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Ilé Ìjìwọ̀yè ni ọmọ bá ní. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Lára Adéwuyì ọmọ bá ní o. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Ilé ayé ti bọ́, bàbá Péjú lolóyè mi. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Odùlé rolòyè láyé gbajúmọ̀ mi. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Ọmọ mi ṣọlẹ̀ lẹ́kùn yẹ́rọ mọ́ rolòyè mi. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. Ìyá kù ń rọmọ lọ́lá, ó ṣe gbajúmọ̀ mi. Ará Ìrẹ́mọ Ifẹ̀ òkòkú mo bá ròde. A ọmọ ènìyàn. Wáyé o, má ṣe ṣìkà o. A ọmọ ènìyàn. Wáyé o, má ṣe ṣìkà o. Ìwà níbẹ̀ ni dálùjọ̀nà bó dalẹ̀. Ìwà níbẹ̀ ni dálùjọ̀nà bó dalẹ̀. Wáyé o, má ṣe ṣìkà o. Aláwọ̀ lọ mú mi rántí barista lọ́yà ọmọ Akínyẹlé. Ilé gbajúmọ̀ ọmọ Akínyẹlé mi ọkùnrin. Akínyẹlé barista, Akínyẹlé barista, Akínyẹlé barista mi. Akínyẹlé barista, Akínyẹlé barista, Akínyẹlé barista o. Ondo. ọ̀dàlẹ̀ láyé ṣìbàdé làkùn má ṣe kúyè lẹ́yìn mọ́mọ́. ọ̀dàlẹ̀ láyé ṣìbàdé làkùn má ṣe kúyè lẹ́yìn mọ́mọ́. Ṣìbàdé làkùn ẹ bá mi kí kọ́ńtráktọ̀ mi. àwọn ṣìbláṣà ìgbẹ́dàkùn yẹn rọmọ gbajúmọ̀ mi. ẹ̀dá ò fẹ́ ká jẹ́. ẹ̀dá ò fẹ́ ká mú o. ẹ̀dá ò fẹ́ ká ra mọ́tò ká kọ́lé. ṣé kò sẹ́ni tó dùn mọ́ òbí òṣòlù wa. ìrọ̀lẹ́ mi gbá tó orí lóde bí yóò ṣe màwé ò bá lórúkọ. ẹbí mo kúrò nílẹ̀ méjì ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. mo fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ tó ẹ̀kí ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. ilé ṣìbàdé làkùn. mo fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀kí ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. àwọn aláṣà ilé ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. àwọn adéyẹmí ilé o. abẹ́jẹ́kẹ́rò lóye mi. àwọn ṣìbàdé làkùn ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. ẹbí mo kúrò nílẹ̀ méjì ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. mo fẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ tó ẹ̀kí ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. ilé ṣìbàdé làkùn. lẹ́rọ ṣèrò ní tèmi ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. adé làkùn. ọlásẹ̀yìndé. àwọn adéyẹmí mi ò ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. èkìtì ìyànà. onílẹ̀-èdè dọ́rọ̀ ọmọ ẹnu lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
All right, again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please, at this point, I would like that we all rise on our feet. Please, at this point, I would like that we all rise on our feet. Even as we will kick off today's proceedings with the first stanza of the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our song.
Thank you very much. We can have our seats. Thank you. Again, I'd like to say good morning to every one of us, and you're welcome to this wonderful gathering, which is the sorry, excuse me. All right. Again, I would like to say welcome to every one of us. Good morning, and you're welcome to this fantastic gathering, which is the basically the Lagos Electricity Investment Deal Room. And for every one of us present here this morning, it is proof of our commitment and the fact that we are going to be not just participants, but stakeholders in the Lagos electricity market and the Nigerian energy sector at large. And today we have been hosted here this morning by the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, of course, in absolute partnership with the Lagos State Government. Please, can we put our hands together for the fantastic relationship, and even beyond that, the result and the impact that it has in our society. Thank you very, very much. And before we go on, I would like to recognize the presence of the Executive Deputy Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency, Mr. Please, let's put our hands together for the Executive Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Hamzat. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Let's put our hands together for him. Let's put our hands together for him. It's really good to see you, sir. Thank you very much for making our time to be here this morning. Thank you. We also have here this morning the MD CEO of the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, Mr. Akeredolu Ali. Please, let's put our hands together for him. Let's put our hands together. Let's put our hands together. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We also have here with us this morning the Director General of the Securities Exchange Commission, Dr. Emomotimi Agama. Dr. Emomotimi Agama. I'm trying to... Oh, okay, okay, all right. We also have okay, now I have a proper list. Please bear with me. We know that the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, was supposed to be here this morning, but again, he is ably represented by the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Obafemi Kadiri Hamzat. Please, let's put a round of applause for them again. We also have members of the State Executive here present. We have Mr. Biodun Ogunleye. Mr. Biodun Ogunleye. Mr. Biodun Ogunleye. We also have the body of the Permanent Secretary present here. We have the Chairman, Lagos Commodities and Future Exchange, Chief Onyenwechukwu Ezeago. Chief Onyenwechukwu Ezeago. We have the, like I mentioned earlier, the Director General of the Securities Exchange Commission, Dr. Emomotimi Agama. We have the Director General of the National Pensions Commission, Mrs. Omolola Oloworonron. All right, thank you, thank you. I mean, apologies for any errors there. We have foreign ambassadors and expatriates. We have captain of industries, investors and stakeholders here present. We have partners in the power and electricity sector. We have members of the fourth estate of the realm. We have our panelists here. And as we go on, we're going to be going through recognitions, but because we do not intend to take too much of our time right now, I know we have other distinguished and invited guests here present, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate every one of you being here, but again, we are pressed to indeed get on with the business of the day. Due recognitions will be done even as we proceed. And right now, we will hit it while it's hot, even as we get on with the welcome address to this fantastic breakfast meeting. And to give us the welcome address this morning is the Managing Director, Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, and also the Chairman, LCFE, Chief Onyenwenchukwu P. Ezeago. Please let's put our hands together as he comes up to give us the welcome address.
Good morning, all of us. I'd like to recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by his Deputy, Dr. Hamzat, the Honorable Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, the Board of Permanent Secretaries, and other executives within the Lagos State government. I'd like to recognize the members of the Board of Directors of Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, other distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this important breakfast meeting organized by the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange in partnership with the Lagos State Government through the Lagos State Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, with the theme, Building a Competitive Electricity Marketplace, Strategies to Attract Investments and Boost Confidence in the Lagos electricity market through the capital market. On behalf of the Board of Directors and Management of the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, I wish to express our profound gratitude to Mr. Governor, ably represented here by his Deputy, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for his visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to the advancement of Lagos State. We congratulate you, sir, on the landmark achievement of signing the Lagos Electricity Bill 2024 into law. This bill marks a pivotal moment in the evolution of Lagos' energy sector and opens immense opportunity for economic growth, investment, and innovation. The Lagos Electricity Bill 2024 aims to revolutionize the electricity sector in Lagos State by establishing a robust regulatory framework, facilitating investment, and ensuring universal access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable electricity. This bill replaces the Lagos Electricity Power Sector Reform Law of 2018 with provisions designed to create the Lagos electricity market and promote a self-sustaining energy ecosystem within the state. Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, as a key player in the capital market, recognizes the transformative potential of the energy bill. It is not just a policy framework, but a call to action for all stakeholders to collaborate, innovate, and channel investments into Lagos State's evolving electricity market. This breakfast meeting is an opportunity for us to delve into the key provisions of this energy bill, explore the synergies between the energy, which is a commodity, and the capital markets and map out strategies to ensure that the base implementation will foster a competitive and investor-friendly electricity marketplace. Mr. Governor, ably represented, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage us all to actively participate in today's discussions. Together, we can chart a pathway towards a brighter energy future for Lagos State and by extension, Nigeria. Once again, I welcome us all to this event and thank you for gracing us with your presence. Let us see this opportunity to build partnerships, explore new ideas, and affirm our collective commitment to driving progress in Lagos energy and capital markets. I'd like to thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Please, let's put our hands together for the chairman of the Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, Chief Onyenwechukwu P. Ezeago. Please, let's put our hands together. I want him to practically feel the applause coming from every one of us. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now we will take the second welcome address this morning. It shows how important this gathering truly is. And the second welcome address will be given by the Managing Director, Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, Mr. Akin Akeredolu Ale. Can we put our hands together for him, please?
Thank you. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Hamzat, the Honorable Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, my Director General, Securities and Exchange Commission, my Board of Directors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. His Excellency, distinguished guests, esteemed panelists today, fellow industry leaders today, and most importantly, our vibrant investors, welcome to this crucial epoch-making forum, which we have themed Building a Competitive Electricity Marketplace, and strategies to attract investments and boost confidence in the Lagos electricity market, using the capital market, the private sector. This is a big step that has been taken today in our shared quest for a more promising and dependable Lagos. We are here because we understand how important a strong and effective power sector is to boosting the economy, improving people's quality of life, and guaranteeing our state's sustainability. Lagos, the financial hub of Nigeria, the economic hub of Nigeria, deserves a top-notch energy market that can accommodate the expanding needs of its citizens. About 4 days ago, I was driving through Lagos at night. You might not notice, but like Lagos is almost looking more like Dubai now. There's light everywhere. We have lovely tarred roads, painted roads. You can imagine if we now catalyze the power sector, catalyze industrialization, and catalyze the major hub of Nigeria's economy, Lagos State, and the multiplier effect of what that is going to do to Nigeria as a whole. We are aware yet that realizing these goals calls for substantial funding, innovation, and cooperation from all parties involved, both the private sector and the public sector. So today we brought in people from the private sector, the public sector, the international community, and leaders in this ecosystem, because we want to realize the full potential of Lagos capacity. We must address the issues that our electrical market is now facing. These difficulties include, first of all, lack of capital, deficiencies in infrastructure, and the requirement for increased market confidence transparency, and compliance to sustainable energy goals, which is a global thing now. This is more than a simple discussion today. It is an exhortation to act, for us to just stand up to the bill that has been signed by Lagos State now and take full advantage of it in order to create a competitive electricity marketplace that draws in the required investments, builds public trust. We are here to investigate practical approaches, establish alliances today through what we call a deal room, and set a route. We think there's a great chance that the private sector through the capital market will be crucial to this change. I'm very happy that the Lagos State government has decided to name Energy in Lagos Clean Electricity Markets. So effectively, we're not only looking at the markets, we're also looking at a clean market to be able to be in compliance with global best practice. By utilizing the capital market strength, we can develop financial products, and we have various capital markets operators here, open up new funding sources, apart from the budget and funding for Lagos State, other funding sources. And we know that Lagos State has always been at the forefront in blazing the trail when it comes to using the capital markets and funding infrastructure. Lagos State was one of the first states that embraced the bonds market then in funding infrastructure. And Lagos State has a very, very good rating now in that particular space for the rating agencies. And I know this is part of what we're going to be leveraging on by way of funding for Lagos State. But by utilizing the capital market, when we develop financial products, this will also expand the industry's position. And of course, Lagos State, as one of the major states for industrialization, will be able to go into full swing for industrialization. And we'll be able to expand the commerce of Lagos State, improve Lagos State's internally generated revenue. And of course, we saw what happened in December, last year, 30 December. And you discovered that Lagos State is growing at a faster pace than any other city in the world. And what that shows is that by the time there's light, constant light, we can move from industrialization to tourism to so many other things, and light up even the dark areas in Lagos, whereby security issues will be a thing of the past. So we have brought together an esteemed group of professionals from the financial industry, the capital markets in particular. And I'm very happy that my DG Sec is here, ably represented by the Executive Commissioner for Operations. We have government parastatals here. We have PENCOM here. We have international institutions. We have consulars here, embassy. I know I can see some. I see the United Arab Emirates here, consular, and I see the Consul General also for Denmark here, seated here. These are institutions and countries that are giving special focus to Lagos as a major financial hub to prosperity to Lagos and to Nigeria as a whole. Having put this together, we have a chance to work together today, exchange ideas today, create shared vision for Lagos energy market's future through this forum, and encourage everyone to participate fully in the conversations. I'm glad that Lagos State government through this forum today is redefining the electricity market to globally acceptable level, like I mentioned earlier, clean energy in Lagos. So we are going to be establishing what we call the electricity deal room. The electricity deal room aims to connect electricity stakeholders across the state and nation. The deal room will serve as a unique platform for negotiating deals, fostering partnerships, and advancing capital flow into Lagos' rapidly growing energy sector. It will provide a focused environment for private sector participants to participate, private equity firms, international investors, development finance institutions, and government to engage on high-value transactions, addressing the key opportunities across the state. We know that there are some already consumed transactions that are taking place in Lagos already. But one of the major things that is still going to be required is the exit strategy. How do you pay back for these various capital that have been mobilized? The exit strategy is the retail. And the retail is the capital market, where you'll be able to mobilize contracts and trade the contracts to be able to pay back for the bigger investments. I would want to personally just recognize here Chief Dere Otubu. We have him here, and also the chairman of, we have Codisco and Ikeja Disco present. Thank you for coming, because these are key components to power and the major component by way of stakeholders in the ecosystem. So as Lagos electricity sector continues to evolve, This deal room's core focus will be on attracting investments into large-scale infrastructure, because there's still a need for infrastructure, exploration and production ventures, renewable energy products, gas-to-power initiatives. We actually invited a gas company here. We're still expecting them to come, because Lagos will be consuming a lot of gas, subsequently on gas-to-power initiatives there. And we will also have the area spreads also will include, of course, the Minister of Energy playing a key role in mobilizing capital. Minister of Energy, Lagos State, in mobilizing capital to support these various initiatives. This deal room will provide a venue for a very high-level engagement. I know some asset management firms here that have various billions in their portfolio that have been earmarked for energy, but they don't have products that they can deploy the money into, except they're starting from ground zero. This deal room will create opportunities for you to be able to go there, look at various products available, invest in them, and of course, Lagos State will be able to take a benefit from the deal room by way of securing financing, refinancing. So by promoting this strategic collaboration, the deal room will aim to support Lagos' ambitious electricity development targets, contribute to the Lagos State's long-term goals and sustainable goals. So today, we are very happy today that we are officially launching our LERQ. The LERQ is Lagos Commodity and Futures Exchange Electricity Receipts Quotation. That's the instrument that's going to be tradable with underlying electricity assets as the base. The board will have the following products on its boss that will be tradable. We'll have power generation contracts there, power distribution contracts there, power infrastructure contracts that will be tradable there, electricity commercial papers, metering contracts for metering out of revenue and to collect receivables, renewable energy contracts, electricity receivable contracts. The Lagos power market is estimated to about $15 billion in 2025, and is projected to grow at a compounded growth of 4.28%. This figure might be wrong, but I'm sure that the commissioner will correct that. But let us seize the opportunity to work together today to build a competitive electricity market that will power a brighter future for Lagos State. I'm very happy that we're all here. We have put together a very, very robust list of panelists to discuss these issues today, and also subject matter experts that are going to be looking at the various aspects of the power sector in Nigeria. I want to thank you today and welcome you to this program today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Akeredolu Ali? Thank you. Right now, we will go on to take a Goodwill message, and the Goodwill message, okay. We'll take a Goodwill message now, and the Goodwill message, the first Goodwill message today will be brought to us by the Danish Consul General Head of Trade, the Danish Consul General Head of Trade, Mrs. Jet Biom. Please let's put our hands together for Mrs. Jet Biom as she comes on up to deliver her Goodwill message. Please let's put our hands together for them. Let's put our hands together for them. I love the way our MD introduced her and mentioned that she is proof that the nation she's from is absolutely interested in the Lagos energy market. Please let's put our hands together for her.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning, distinguished Deputy Governor. Always good to see you. Dignitaries, and allow me to stand on existing protocol. This will be let's say, from the hip talk. That's how we normally do it. I can tell you, I just came back from Denmark this week. I was home for a quick trip. When I was in Denmark, I met with 100 people in 2 days. We talked about IT, we talked about the opportunities in Lagos, and we talk about Nigeria. And our ambition is to actually tell our backyard what is actually happening here. I heard a special advisor to President when Lagos Chamber of Commerce had the economic outlook, I think 10 days ago, where he talked about the value of bad news. I think he said 3.2 billion pounds per year. So of course I bring that message back and say, is this really something that you would like to look at? So how do we bring the good stories forward? And when we talk about good stories, then we say, what is it actually we have to talk about? So when we talk about the area of green transition and energy transition, and we talk about electricity. Electricity is for everybody. So it affects every person in Nigeria, in Lagos, in my country, on the planet. And that's why we are so humbly happy to be invited to actually be present here today. We are a small nation. We are 6 million people, and I've said it a million times, we can be in Ikeja if we all gather. What we can help with is understanding how we as a small nation work with scalable business models. I come from private sector, so of course the Danish companies would then look at how to actually invest in this area. And thank you, Mr. CEO, for also raising the points about how do we turn this out to actually be a positive business case so we can tell the companies and the investors indeed how to actually look at these business cases when we want to go into the electricity marketplace. I want specifically to thank you, Mr. CEO, also for the 3-hour meeting we had at the consulate about 2 weeks ago, where we talked about all the work that you're doing and what that means actually as an operational unit of the Lagos State government. So this is a private-public initiative, and it involves everybody. I want to also talk about that from a Danish perspective. We have the renewable energy area and also the waste-to-energy area. So all the work that is going on in Lagos, turning waste into value, is something that we talk with the Danish companies about. Because, for example, we have a waste handling unit in Copenhagen. It can handle waste from 500,000 households. They turn the waste into district heating. We don't need district heating here, right? We need electricity. So that's also something of all these technologies that come together to, for example, look at Copenhagen Hill constructions into how could solutions like that work in Lagos. Danish engineering companies have been working in this space for years. We have one company called BWSC, and they manage and operate over 200 waste-to-energy power plants in the world. They're into the commissioning and operations side. Then we have other engineer companies. I've talked to them to say, do you know what's going on in Lagos specifically? Because Lagos is the first mover. It's engineering companies like Goodwill. They work globally. Ramble, they work globally, and Nature Energy, and they all have engineer solutions where they turn the waste into several forms, including gas for district heating, but then also electricity. Companies like Kamstrup, I met with them 1 week ago in Denmark. They are working on electricity metering. So the new unit for electricity monitoring that we heard about also when we had the presentation of the new electricity law. Very important to actually look into the monitoring part there. They are also really interested to understand what is going on here. Now we talk about wind. When I talk to some of my European stakeholders and we talk about wind in Nigeria, they look a little bit skeptical at us. Denmark is pioneers in wind. In India, we were pioneers, Vestas company, and they create a lot of local jobs when you actually look into the wind sector. Yesterday, I participated in an EU business meeting and also in the European Chamber of Commerce meeting, Eurocham. We also talk about wind because the European Union has a special platform for wind to understand how could you work with wind in Nigeria, even though people say there's not enough wind. But the road from Calabar to Lagos, or Lagos to Calabar, depending on how you look at it, there seems to be enough speed of wind to actually do something about wind. So how are we going to address that? How can we work with the infrastructure around it? Super difficult, but we're definitely an area that we are really looking into, and I'm pushing personally the agenda for that also, to actually be early into these dialogues. not just when everything is ready. So, so to sum up, when we talk about the CLEM, Clean Lagos Electricity Market, and the vision for that, it requires a lot of engineering solutions. And this is actually really where we would like to very much bring the dialogues as well, but also understanding what's going on here, and definitely what's happening on the waste landfills, and the big disruptive change that's happening positively in that respect. So to put that into perspective in terms of, as far as I understand, there's a need for 10,000 megawatt electricity. The national grids can deliver 10 to 15% of that. There's an exponential growth in Lagos. 5,000 people move to Lagos every day, I've heard. You probably know the numbers better than me. There's a huge opportunity for business in this area, and we are ready to help, and so happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the Goodwill message. Please, can we put our hands together for her? Please, let's put our hands together. Let's put our hands together. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now we will proceed quickly as we go on to take the keynote address, which is an overview of the Clean Lagos Electricity Market. And to bring us this keynote address and this wonderful meeting is the Honorable Commissioner of the Lagos State Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Can we put our hands together as we welcome a very savvy professional and a dedicated man to the energy and mineral resources space, Mr. Biodun Ogunleye.
It's a beautiful morning out here in Lagos. For those who are watching us from all over the world, we bless God for a day like this. And this is destiny and divine orchestration for me to be here today. My first call is that of an investment banker, and I am happy to say that in this all, I feel too much at home, and I pray that I don't trip. Now, also most delighted that my chief coach is right here, and he will be scoring everything I'm going to be saying. And I'm sure that I won't disappoint him again. You know, sir, it's 424 days ago you employed me, and I pray and I hope you're happy with this hire. So let me do the protocol properly. The governor of Lagos, ably represented by my personal chief coach and the deputy governor of Lagos, Dr. Obafemi Hamzat Kadiri. Thank you very much for making it out with us today. Members of the State Executive Council, these are the men that actually baked this. Okwe George had his team had a lot of input in a lot of planning and tearing a lot of things down. The strategic implementation plan and all that, his team put a lot of effort into that. We appreciate. Thank you for coming. We have the Honorable Commissioner for Finance, my small Egmont. I don't want to call him the name we call him, but let me just leave it as that. Honorable Commissioner of Finance. Dikos, Big Sam, thank you very much for making out time. Body of Permanent Secretary, the SA in charge of Greek, Mr. Rice, thank you very much. I appreciate. And my PS, I won't call you any of your several nicknames, but for today, you are Engineer Mrs. Abiola Koshegbe. We are most grateful for the kind of leadership you have provided and support. The chairman of the Commodities Exchange, we are delighted to be invited, and we are grateful that this partnership is coming to pass, and it brings a lot of echoes with it. And MD, Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, Akinshola Akeredoluwale, thank you very much. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, this is a new day for Nigeria. It's a new day for Nigeria. I won't say for Africa, because there are a few markets where this is already happening, but for Nigeria, this is a new day. And for real, the capital market and the securities market will be looking at and will be learning a lot from some of the new things Lagos electricity market will be bringing on board. And I'm delighted that you are here with us. The Director General, Mrs. Omolola Oloworanran, for National Pension Commission, thank you for being with us. We appreciate all the foreign ambassadors and expatriates that are with us. Thank you for coming in to be with us. The distinguished industry leaders, investors, and stakeholders that are also with us, we are most grateful. Partners in the power sector, partners in all segments of the electricity value chain, we are most grateful. Permit me, for the first time in a public event, to introduce to you members of our State Electricity Commission. I hope I'm not taking so much time. It's good you actually get to know them, so you just don't walk past them at any time. Okay, they are the men that are, you may not get to see them talk, but behind the scene, they are the ones pulling the strings. The CEO, Dr. Faoud, where are you? Please. Fuad, sir? CEO of the Lagos State Electricity Regulatory Commission. Thank you very much, sir. You are most welcome. The commissioner member in charge of in charge of licensing and legal and licensing. Madam Kofo, where are you? Barrister Kofo, where are you? There she is. Thank you very much. Okay, we have embedded in the Regulatory Commission right now the market operator. She's also going to be speaking to us today. Barrister Mrs. Benson, please just rise wherever you are. Thank you very much. We also have in charge of engineering services, one of the top men in generation assets today, since my memory wants to fail me at this time. Engineer Sheung, please rise up for, thank you very much. That's Engineer Sheung right there at the back. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, those are the men that have taken our time to say they want to help us to shape this further. Now, let me start straight up by letting you into what our vision looks like. The vision of the market, I'm already on slide 1, who is controlling? The vision of the market is basically to ensure everyone that is within the city boundaries have energy that they require to empower their living, livelihood, business, whatever it is they need energy for, sustainably. In the course of doing that, our mission statement is anchored on 4 points. The first one in the course of trying to eliminate this culture of blackout across the state, 4 specific steps are coming on board. And those steps are already incorporated in the electricity bill. And the first one is to ensure that we have a strong market, we have a set of strong market institutions. The second one is to ensure that we deploy appropriate market tools. The third one is to ensure we perfect value chain delivery channels and capacities. And the fourth one, to make the first 3 happen, is ensuring sustainable attraction of new investment for the turnaround of the situation that we are currently having, and that can only happen with great partners across the value chain. Now, let me give you a few background to where we are and possibly how we got to where we are, and also our thoughts on ensuring that we resolve this market. First, let me say, today, everywhere, the whole world is going through an energy transition era. That is the word I want to use. And everybody is shifting towards renewable. And at the heart of that shift is least cost. And I want to say that regulation, policy, and all acts are also shifting to ensure that at the end of the day, the man on the street spend as little as possible sustainably on energy. There are all manner of new technology that are coming in to help bring down the cost of delivery. But in our situation, we needed to pace electrification. We need to be able to be sure that our transmission infrastructure is able to support new deliveries that will be coming to the market, and our homes, our businesses, all that ensure are having reliable power supplies. Now, coming to what we have today, still within the global context, power exchanges operate in a similar way like your regular stock exchanges. There will be short-term spot markets, and in that you have day-ahead and intraday market where power is traded for either the current or the upcoming day. But in general, you can invest in the power market largely in 2 primary ways. You're either buying equities or you are investing in bonds of the electricity company or utility companies that are supplying the energy, or of the companies making components or equipment that is needed to create power. These companies will typically have 3 products to sell: capacity, energy, and ancillary services. For those who may not know, I don't want to assume everybody in this audience is capital market savvy. The capital market will not only provide funds from suppliers of capital to those of us that will need it, but will also ensure that there are secondary markets for instruments that have been issued. So, premise on this, let's now look at what challenges we are faced with and that this great capital market is able to help us resolve. The first one has to do with gas supply. The pricing for the Lagos gas market is largely on the commercial side, whereas some segments of this nation and those who have NIPP assets are able to get what is called the power, a rate that is like 20% of what we are getting in Lagos. So we are in the part of applying for what is also called a Lagos allocation. Now, the cost of that is trickling down and making everything along the value chain to be expensive. Hopefully, that challenge will also be dealt with. Now, a couple of plants are available in Lagos that are not currently being utilized. And on account of that, you will soon see us come up with windows for brownfields to come on board the market. On the generation side, there is constant issue about inadequate supply from the grid. It is always said that the transmission side is the weakest link, and then there are some of the generation assets are also stranded there and there. And then there is the ever-lingering liquidity issues surrounding GENCO invoices by embeds, which is discouraging investment in both generation and transmission. On the distribution side, you hear us talk repeatedly about obsolete equipment, substations and feeders that need to be updated. The network is not effective. The size of the market is big, and all that. You also hear about inadequate metering, energy theft, and a whole lot of that. So, what are we doing? Our value propositions as follow to resolve some of this. For gas, we are working on the gas allocation for Lagos to bring down costing. We are working on also how we can directly move gas to Lagos from those who are flaring gas, so we are not in that value chain that make pricing difficult for our producers. So if we have a market that settles, there will be prompt payment for gas invoices and everybody will be happy. Now, on the generation and transmission side, no solution is out of place. From islanding to embedded power, every bottleneck on the grid we will try as much as possible to bypass. What is important is that the distribution networks must have what is required to keep our last mile active 24/7. So low-cost renewables are what are the initial assets we are starting out with, and then over time, our own Transisco will emerge. Now, on the distribution side, our law is very clear. It's 100% metering. So our regulators over the next few days will be working with PMI and working with internal resources to ensure that every meter on the network is readable. We can monitor it, and at the end of the day, value for money runs across, and energy accounting is also not compromised. Now, the law also, both the federal and the state law, requires the breaking up of what you know now as the business model, and it will affect largely the discos as we currently know them now. The wires and the other trading and retailing assets will need to be separated. And that means a lot of windows for smaller operators to work with them. There will be loads of network expansion and replacement of a lot of things. And then once a smart prepayment network take place, a lot of credit issues are resolved, and layers of new contracts can now come into the market, securing your funds and making you happy to invest in this market. Let me repeat again, how did we come about a lot of these new changes that were effecting? The first thing we did was to try and do a de-risking analysis for the market. And we noticed weak accounting, low investment, weak frame, questionable tariff implementation, cash flow shortages, and weak manning. And at the end of the day, both the law, the policy, and the strategic implementation plans have been designed to resolve all these challenges. The other study that we carried out before coming up with these strategies is what we call the Gen Set study. And this we did in partnership with Energy for All. They are an international, C for All. They are an international organization. And the summary of it is that our carbon footprint is very high. We need to bring it down, and it's high across the sector. So what are the strategic work steps that we are implementing to make electricity better? As I said earlier, 4 of them: strong market institutions, appropriate market tools, we're perfecting value chain capacity, and we're attracting new investment. The strong market institutions, the first one, and from there, I've introduced to you our regulators. The first one, as I said earlier, is the Lagos State Electricity Regulatory Board, and the next one is our Lagos State Electrification Agency. It replaces our electricity board, and it will be the utility company for the state. Now, we are going to have the Lagos State System Operator and a power monitoring unit. This power monitoring unit is not running up and down. It's going to be driven by IT, and it's going to be well funded. Now, we have 2 specialized funds. The first one is the Lagos State Electrification Fund, which is designed to speak to issues among places that are unserved and underserved. And then for host community, we also have the host community development funds. Now, in terms of appropriate market tools, the first issue we have addressed in that regard is to ensure that we have strong market operations. Guidelines and tools will be released as we go down the line. It will be a contract-driven market, and KPIs with incentives and penalties embedded will be at the bottom of all our market contracts. Ring-fenced market revenue and periodic clearing will also be a future of this market that we are implementing. And then the market will also be governed by the private sector. Our role as government is to help with setting it up. Our role as government also in metering is to set up the 100% metering infrastructure, because virtually 2 out of every 5 citizens has one bad story or the other to tell about their metering experience with our discos. So we need to change that stories. Then there will be a close monitoring of flows. In the market has 2 flows, the flow of cash and the flow of electrons. Now, perfecting the value chain, more generation capacity is coming on board. We have 2 EOIs. I'll take us through that quickly. The span of control of licensee is being brought down. New sub-discos, franchisees, and licensed areas will be created, and our Transisco will come on board. And then we are pursuing every means to make sure that cost comes down. Now, at the foundation of getting new investment is what does investors want? And both the risking study and the generation studies are the center of our answer to this. We have put in place the right policy. If you need a copy of our policy document, Madam PS, I think somebody should be at the back to help us avail some of these documents. If you need for us to send you an e-copy of our policy document, of the integrated resource plan, of the implementation plan, somebody will be at the back to ensure you have copies of that. We have created hubs. I'll give you a little bit more details later. We have created energy hubs, and we are creating more transactions. And then we are also creating a renewable energy desk, which will be a one-stop and also a desk that will support all those who are going to be interested in investing with us. Now, in terms of the law, I'm not going to take too much of your time. The first presentation will do a lot of justice and give us details that are relevant to the investment market on that one. But good enough for me to say that the following institutions have been created and we all have specific roles, and the following funds are also available under our law, and I can confirm to you that there are licensed activities, and the licensed activities run from companies that are going to be licensed, to professionals that will be on the streets doing one thing or the other, to companies that will do that will be licensed for generation, distribution company, and supply licenses, and the independent system operator too will be licensed. But key and very important that we should mention that net metering is an innovation that the law has brought on board. Regulatory sandbox, and the state grid, which both the federal law and our law recognize to start from 132. Then the law also emphasizes a lot of off-grid solutions, and then we have duty to consult and emission control, and what is most important for me is the people of Lagos will soon say bye-bye to estimated billings. Now, where are we projecting and what do we see to happen in this market over time? Now, you will notice from the next table that we are currently at, by close of last year, both Eko and Ikeja closed shop at about 300 megawatt hour in wheel capacity. The whole of Nigeria, 3,330 in wheel capacity at peak. We believe with the demand and the structures we are creating, within 12 months, we should be able to double that with availability being put across the value chain more effectively. And we believe that in 3 years' time, that should triple. The implication of that is that we are going to be going from an average quarterly collection of about 100 billion to about 1 trillion in 3 years. And the driver of that is that the market capacity needs to go up to as much as 6 gigawatts. The second presenter will give us comparison of the various capacities that are available in various cities, and we'll see why the Lagos State Government initiative is particularly focused on ensuring capacity goes up drastically and quickly. Now, based on that, theoretically, additional $6 billion is expected as new capital investment into this market. The question is it possible? And I believe it is very possible. If Eco Disco can sell for 200 and something million dollars, and we know the wheeling capacity of Eco Disco as at today, if we're able to triple that wheeling capacity easily, we have 10% of the expected additional capital inflow that we are talking about. It's not a very far figure for us to achieve. Okay, the next slide shows the flow of energy as designed in the market. Large gencos and large customers able to contract amongst themselves. Beyond that, every other person needs to pass through the gateway that is created for settlement. So we have that. And then the next one shows the structure for the flow of payment. So there is nobody saying, I've not received my money. Once customers pay, everybody must get settled. And it's particularly important to us that the GENCOs, the Transiscos, and the DISCOs, and all other obligations are met in line with contract. It is when that is done that we are truly going to have a market. Customers will pay into dedicated accounts, and from that dedicated account, the market operator will settle everybody that has contributed to it. And this basically shows that the use of system agreement should be able to make both existing DISCOs and existing transmission system operator to get value for their investment in the network that is going to be used by this new market entrance. And at the bottom of that is, I've moved away from this, proposed claim model. Not proposed, claim model, claim model, okay. No, go back one more step. Yes, good. So that flows the cash flow. The last bit before I show you where we are and I show you what deals are on the table as of today is that every new investor, I wish I have a pointer here. No, next one. Good. Every new investor or market participant, that's the man with that cap there, after he has been able to make his contribution wherever he has made a contribution, is able to contribute to what we have as supply at the distribution substation, and therefore we are able to sell more from the grid to metered customers. Then the metered customers pay to organize collection account. And from that collection account, everybody is settled. The market will decide the periodicity of settlement. Without being able to settle everybody, there will be stranded flow of investment. There will be no flow of investment into the market. Now, where are we? We have taken off. We're in the process of incubation. The law is passed. We're in the process of incubation. We are finalizing our resource plan. We're finalizing the integrated resource plan. Once the DISCOs have complied with some segment of the law, we will bring them in, and then we will agree the implementation plan. Once that is done, we'll move on to ensure that we finalize issues around incubation, additional people, processes, and last mile readiness will be resolved. And we are looking forward to a July date for us to say we have a full-blown market that is running and is very predictable. So you want to ask me, where are the transactions at this early stage? I would say the transactions are available everywhere across the value chain. In generation, we have the feedstocks, we have the new assets, and then in that there will be a need for operations and maintenance. And today everything is driven by IT, so automation and coordination must also come in effectively. Transmission requires a lot more automation and coordination today, and the security of those lines are very important to us. New lines will be built. We are creating new assets across the state. So those assets need to be connected to our existing 132 grid. But we are not building those lines. We are going to encourage, because those lines can be built profitably. The price of carrying the supply is known. That known price must be profitable, and they will be approaching the capital market for investment so that they can be delivering on the lines. The wires part of the business is what you know right now as the discos. Yes, they too need to build new lines. They need to improve on their network, operations and maintenance. They need to get very nimble, and they need to be able to ensure that they are a lot more coordinated. Now, the new baby in the house is retailing and trading, and the first thing you see in that is a lot of new metering contracts. Unfortunately, a lot of the meters that we know as functional today will be receiving, will be replaced or upgraded, whatever it is. All meters must be readable, and no customer must be on any type of estimation. And then the last mile infrastructure in a lot of places, there is no transformer. Transformer has been there, has not been connected. A lot of those issues. Those who will now be in charge of those areas will have KPIs that ensures that they cannot be performing anyhow. Now, of course, automation, monitoring how the customers are behaving, not just the meters, but all the cash flow is very, very important. Now, so what are the ongoing transactions that we are looking at to also give you confidence that this is real and it has gone out of the windows. Now, today we have 2 EOIs that we are running. The first one is grid-scale renewable facility, and 32 bidders are in. Out of the 32 bidders, 20 have been qualified. Some of these people, they brought in contingents of 5-10 people to look at sites, to review with us and all that. So these transactions are real. And on the grid scale gas-fired fire turbines, 60 bidders put in expression of interest. 35 are pre-qualified. They are going into submission their RFP in the next few days. So we are creating a total of 5 new energy hubs. These energy hubs are spaces that have been designated for energy generation, energy-related activities. And we hope at the end of the round of biddings, we will have been able to bring in on board the Lagos electricity market about 35 new investors. And upcoming, I can confirm to you, is our expression of interest for greenfield for captive power. That is the last segment of transactions we are doing in this first round. And each of these market players that are coming in will be approaching the market for all manner of support. And I pray this will be the beginning of the market giving us the support that we need to make blackout a past tense in Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I hope I've
please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Abiodun Ogunleye, the Honorable Commissioner for the Lagos State Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. Quite an expository presentation. I just want us to put our hands together again for him. I think it was intentional, and it sheds light on a number of issues that are arising in the Lagos electricity marketplace. We will proceed now, as we will be taking a Goodwill message. We'll be taking a Goodwill message from It is a capital market address, the capital market Goodwill message. And the Goodwill message is to be given by the Director General of the Securities Exchange Commission, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, who is ably represented here today by the Executive Commissioner, Operations, Securities and Exchange Commissions, Mr. Bola Ajomale. Can we put our hands together for him? Sorry, just on a lighter note, I know that it's quite a distance from where our speakers and guests are sitting. So please, when we call anybody, they may need a little bit of electrical energy in our applause so that we can encourage them as they get to the podium. Please, can we put our hands together for him?
His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by Dr. Femi Hazat. Mr. Igwe, morning. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here, representing the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission. He does send his very warm regards to the Chairman and to the MD of LCFE. Unfortunately, we cannot be in every place at the same time, and so I am here representing him. Again, because I belong to the market, he thought it appropriate for me to come and represent him, and I've always been very close to the LCFE, so indeed it's a personal pleasure for me to see this kind of ingenuity coming, and I'll address that after I read the Director General's comments and his message. The Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission says, "It is an honor to address this esteemed gathering at such a crucial time in Nigeria's economic and energy transformation. The theme of today's event is not just timely, but is essential to our development agenda. Nigeria's electricity sector holds vast potential, yet unlocking its full capacity requires a fundamental shift in financing, governance, and investment structures. The capital market is ready and really eager to play a central role in this transformation, providing long-term financing and stability, and the stability needed to drive sustainable energy infrastructures. The SEC is committed to positioning the Nigerian capital market as a key enabler of economic development by deepening, and we shall do this by deepening market-based financing solutions, and we can mobilize resources to build and bridge the infrastructure gap in the power sector. Investment confidence thrives in an environment of transparency, predictability, and regulatory consistency. As the apex regulator of the capital market, the SEC continues to implement policies that foster a stable and efficient market, ensuring that investors and issuers alike operate in a well-regulated and secure environment. Nigeria itself has set ambitious energy targets, including achieving 30,000 megawatts of installed capacity by 2030. Meeting these goals requires a diversified funding strategy, leveraging innovative market instruments such as infrastructure bonds, green bonds, and even energy-focused mutual funds. In addition, public-private partnerships remain a viable approach for funding power sector projects. Through structured capital market instruments, the private sector can participate in financing critical infrastructure while ensuring sustainable returns on investment. One of the biggest challenges in the electricity sector is liquidity. And again, the capital market offers securitization options that can improve cash flow for distribution and generation companies, ensuring that they have the financial stability to meet obligations and expand operations. The adoption of cost-effective tariffs is essential to ensuring financial stability in the power sector. While affordability remains a concern, market-driven pricing models coupled with targeted consumer subsidies will help balance investor returns and consumer protection. SEC is also committed to facilitating the listing of energy companies on the Nigerian markets to deepen liquidity and enhance corporate governance and broaden investment opportunities in the sector. Collaboration between capital market operators, government agencies, and development finance institutions is crucial for unlocking the full potential of market-based financing for the power sector. As we navigate this evolving energy landscape, we remain steadfast in our mission to facilitate an investment-friendly environment that supports Nigeria's energy and indeed other infrastructure requirements. I therefore encourage all stakeholders, regulators, policymakers, investors, and market operators to deepen their collaboration and leverage the capital market as a catalyst for transforming Nigeria's electricity sector by working together. We can build a more competitive and transparent, investor-friendly environment just by us being here and by us collaborating. Finally, I would like to commend the organizers of this event for fostering dialogue on such a vital issue. Your efforts in convening stakeholders to discuss investment strategies and market confidence will undoubtedly contribute to the sustainable development of Nigeria's power sector. I look forward to continued engagement and actionable outcomes from today's discussions. Signed, Dr. Momotimi Agama, Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission. That's my boss's address. Personally, Chairman and MD, I must commend the LCFE for this ingenious initiative, and this is me personally rather than the DG. We do need to break out from the traditional structuring of deals, and this really is quite heartening and really exciting for me. As you know, from the two of you and the other operators in the market, I've always encouraged ingenuity. I've always encouraged new approaches to solving problems. And I'm really looking forward to receiving your applications and seeing how we can work together in doing this. I heard a takeoff date of July 2025, and I can personally, again, assure you of our responsiveness. I can assure you of the ability of the SEC to address any questions and any problems that you have to make sure that this works and we build a framework that sustains into the future. So I wish you well and I wish you Godspeed. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for a beautiful delivery of a wonderful message indeed. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to quickly announce before we get into a very important part of this meeting. Please, I'd like us to note that we are streaming this event live on YouTube, and a simple search with the parameters Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange will take you to the official YouTube platform and channel of the exchange, and you will be able to share with those who are watching virtually. So please, as much as we are able to do that, I would appreciate that we do it right now, just so that we can increase our spread and our reach. And also concerning what the LCFE is doing, when we mention commodities, the energy, electricity is usually the least thought about when commodities are mentioned. And in preparation for today, I realized that the prospects and the opportunities for every one of us, every single person, because after health and food, I think the most important commodity to the populace is energy. And I love that the LCFE is towing this path in partnership with the Lagos State Government. Right now, we are going to take the remarks by the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who is ably represented here today by the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, Dr. Obafemi Kadiri Hamzat. Can we put our hands together?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Please, let's be seated. Thank you, everyone, for being here. The Consul General, Denmark, our friend Dete Biram, thank you very, very much. Representative of the Consul General of United Arab Emirates, thank you for coming. Members of the Lagos State Executive Council that are here, particularly the Honorary Commissioner for Energy, Mr. Biodun Ogunleye, who is asking about how he's doing. Well, we shall talk about that. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Energy, Engineer Mrs. Abiola Koshegbe, Chairman, Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, Chief Onyewuchukwu Ezeagu, thank you very much, sir. The Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, Lagos Commodities and Futures Exchange, Mr. Akinshola Akeredolu Ali, thank you very, very much. The Director General, Secretary, Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, Dr. Momoti Agama, ably represented by Mr. Bola Ajomale, thank you very, very much. The Director General of National Pension Commission, Mrs. Omolola Oloworama, thank you very much. Partners, captains of industries, esteemed panelists, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It's interesting to be here today because I know that everybody in this room, at one point or the other, I've said that if only we can have 24/7 power. I'm sure everybody is safe for me to assume that. So one of the reasons why we are here today is to make sure that happens. And in order for us to get there, certain things must happen. The law that guides the whole ecosystem must be in place. That is checked now. It's done. How do we build the infrastructure? So these things require a lot of money. How do we bring in the resources? And how do we actually also manage the ecosystem? That's why the commissioner asks some people to stand up. Lagos State Electric Regulatory Commission, the market operators, and everybody in that ecosystem. So it seems that all the various components are already in place. So being here today means that we are trying to say that is it possible for us to build a state, a city, a country where we have power? My friend the MC said that after food and health, it's power. But I tell you that without power, that food and health is not possible. So because you can't really power hospital without power. You can't operate it. And part of the challenges we have in the hospital is, I tell you, the facility management of our hospitals. We have 27 general hospitals and 1 tertiary, which is LASUT. In terms of expenditure, power is 45%. So if you can get that down, you can spend more money on actually treating people. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be here. The theme of today's gathering, which is building a competitive electricity marketplace, strategies to attract investment and boost confidence in the Lagos electricity market using capital market, I think is very timely and very essential as we continue our collective journey towards a more sustainable and resilient energy sector. We know that our state is very important in our country, being the economic nerve center, and we therefore understand the importance of reliability of power. And it must also be competitive, it must be reliable. So with the Lagos State electricity law in place, we have provided a legal framework to allow us to take advantage of the decentralized power ecosystem for our state. I'm sure that everyone in this room, like I said before, I've said, oh, if only we can get power right. So the thing is, well, we are in that process. How can we now also do what we've always been talking about? So this is the path to that wish that, oh, let us have 24/7 power. So it is important that we provide it in a seamless way and that everybody think it's fair. So this gathering therefore presents an opportunity to explore how capital market can serve as catalyst in driving investment, de-risking electricity projects, and creating long-term financial instruments that support sustainable energy solution. So the capital market must therefore play a very vital role in unlocking new investment channels for our electricity sector. So by providing a structured platform, enables us both local and international investors to finance large-scale energy projects through instruments such as energy bonds, power purchase agreements, electricity derivatives, and so on and so forth. And the Honorable Commissioner for Energy has done, in my view, a very good job at telling us what has happened. That we are creating 5 hubs. So I guess around Ibile, Ikorodu, Badagry, to capture the whole state. Those energy hubs will build gas-powered turbines that can power our state. So it's well planned. He even said that a lot of people have already put in, expression of interest. People are being pre-qualified. So we cannot be a people that just complain. We must participate, because outsiders will come, put those investments, and they will make money. And we will sit here and say, oh, something is happening. So we must participate. We must take it from this discussion so that we are part of that process. So a well-regulated and transparent electric market backed by financial innovation is very key to attracting investment, whether foreign or local, into our state in order to build the necessary infrastructure that we need. And even in one of the tables, the commissioner showed us the projection. So today, we've done the energy audit. The reality is the number of generators in our state is enough to power our state, Ogun State, and probably Oyo State. So we are spending the money already, but in a deregulated way. And let me tell you this. One of the reasons why Lagos State set up the Security Trust Fund was that, if you recall, it used to be that armed robbers attack banks in our state years back. But you see various institutions getting their own securities, everybody. So we said, why don't we pull resources together and fight this thing? And it has worked. At that time, Lagos, through National Security Advisor, procured over 1 million ammunitions for our police, got guns for our police, trained our police. So it is the same way. It is the same mechanism. So instead of everybody buying generator, like I said, it showed it, 8.8 megawatts, 100 and something. So the whole country, we have 3,500 megawatts or so. But the reality is the generator in Lagos, if you go to all over the place, Este, Magodo, all over Ikeja, whatever, it's more than that. So the reality is we are spending the money. It's just in an haphazard way. So if you can put resources together and do this way, we are really, everybody will have power, we spend less, and people make more money. It seems to me that that is the best way to go. So by introducing structured electricity trading through future contracts and derivatives, we can stabilize prices, reduce risk, and ensure that supply effectively meets demand.